What's your name?
Carly.
Carly. And for the people in the other audience, Carly said, are there any more places I'd like to build schools? Well, I would like that every single child on this world could go to school. And as I mentioned earlier, there's 120 million children who can't go to school. 78 million are female. I talked to an economist at San Diego State University. He told me there are enough pennies. This is pretty cool. There are enough pennies in the US and Canada. If we could collect them, we could eradicate global illiteracy. Think of that. We don't need billions of dollars. We just need our pennies. And that's what we're really trying to teach kids, that with their pennies, they're going to make sure that every single child on this planet can go to school. It sounds like, you know, it's a lot of money. It's $6 billion a year for 15 years, but adds up to about $3 to $5 per month per child. We could eradicate global illiteracy. And actually, it's starting to get better, but yeah, there's a lot of places I want to build schools, but I'm kind of focused in Pakistan, Afghanistan. But one of the other things that's kind of been on my mind is that a lot of young women and men, they graduate from high school, but then they fall through the cracks. These are in many of the third world countries. Women are forced to get married. They're forced into indenturement or virtual slavery. Some are into human trafficking. And I would really, I'm envisioning that there could be a way to put together a global portal where people in Toronto, you could go and find somebody in Bolivia or Ecuador or Iran or Cambodia or Sudan and link up and help that student graduate. My daughter Mira really, again, was kind of at the impetus of this. We were in Tanzania a year and a half ago, and she met a young Maasai woman. Are you familiar with Maasai as a tribal people in northern Tanzania and Kenya? And this Maasai woman, her name is Anoti Matayan. And Anoti was the first woman in a huge swath of area to get an education. She actually did so well in school, she went to 4 years of college in the United States. She went back to Tanzania, and when she got there, she basically, when we met her, she had less than $30 to her name. She didn't even have money for a cell phone. She didn't even have a way to get to, she wanted to become a physician. She didn't have any money to get to the medical school so she could interview. So on our own, we're helping her now, and she's now in her third year of medical school. But it really got me thinking about the fact that there's another level, and not only just elementary and education, but helping those women. And also, I think again it's back to women. In Afghanistan, there's 300 to 400 women in law school, and it's very difficult for those women. I've met and talked to some of them. They are treated like old maids. Is that old maids? Do you have that in Canada?
Oh yes.
Okay, and they're also ostracized because they're getting their higher education. They're a threat to the males. Most of those women, they have very little money. Some of them are older because they had to drop out of during the Taliban era. They have kids. They're not able to pay for their way through law school. And most of them, they want to get into land ownership. That's very important for the women, that they have the right of land ownership. And I think the US and Canada, we've been far too busy in the world. We try to plug in democracy. You cannot do that. You have to build democracy. And the way you build democracy, even if that's what people want, first is education and that's land ownership. But there's lots of schools, and even when you grow up, there's going to be a lot of places where schools still need to be built and kids go to school. So can you remember how many children in the world can't go to school? 120 million, and 78 million are girls. And when you grow up, what do you want that number to be? 0. Everybody give her a big support and say 0. Okay, 0. That's our goal. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.